are here with Hatun Tosh and Jay Smith to talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty eventful day, wasn't it?
It was. So we went to Speaker's Corner with our 26 different Arabic Qurans to talk about it.
And why did we do that, Hatun?
Why we do that? First of all, one of the reasons we do that because Muslims haven't been open about their holy book. Muslim makes a claim that there is only one Quran. You go to Morocco, you go to Indonesia, you go to England, everyone recites exactly the same Quran.
So they tell us.
That's what they tell us. And they tell us every Quran is exactly the same.
And we've always believed it, haven't we?
Because we are good people. We
Well,
believe
no,
what people
we
say.
didn't do any investigation. It was you, 2 years ago, in 2015, that you got a hold of a Warsh Quran. And you have an example of a Warsh Quran here.
Yeah, this is not exactly Warsh one, but this is one of the Warsh, because Warsh has three
different renditions of it, but
Yeah.
the Warsh is very popular in North Africa.
Yeah.
You were in North Africa, you got a copy of it, and you just decided to take a look at the Warsh Quran and compare these two Qurans, the Warsh with the Hafs. Now, this is the one that we use all over the world. Supposedly, we've been told this is the only Quran, the Arabic, not the English. We're not talking about translation here. We're talking about the Arabic. And this is what we use here in Britain. It's, as you say, anywhere around the world. The Hafs is considered to be the standard, the canonical text.
Officialized Quran, yes.
Officialized in 1924.
Yeah.
And when you looked at this one and you compared it with this one, you saw that there were quite a few variations.
So in the beginning, I saw there were only a couple of drawings were different. And I was like, oh, why is that? And then I went to Arabic speaker and then I asked them what they mean. Arabic speaker told me, oh, they are different. It changed the meaning. Soon after I heard that, I started comparing more. As we compare more, we find more.
Now, you're not an Arabic speaker, are you?
No, I'm not.
And I'm not an Arab speaker. I've had 2 years of Arabic, but we would not be called Arabists. So there's no way in the world that we could do this work of doing comparison Arabic with Arabic.
So because of that, we go to the people who speak Arabic, who know Arabic grammar.
So you went to an
who
Arabic
also
scholar.
Teach Arabic.
There you go.
Yes, we went to Arabic speakers and Arabic teachers and then asked them to confirm the findings we find.
And you sat down, and for the last 2 years, you have been going back and forth. Now you have found not just one, you have found 26 different Arabic Qurans that differ from the Hafs, the original. And these are all modern Qurans, aren't they?
Yes, they are. You can go and then buy this from the different countries, from Africa to Middle East.
Where are some of the countries you bought this from?
You can buy it from Yemen, from Sudan, from Jordan, from Egypt.
Okay, so really these are available. Anybody can go to any marketplace in any of the Arab-speaking countries, and you can buy these Qurans.
Yeah. Of course, you can't buy it every bookshop, but there are the bookshops sells it. So you just go and then ask them if they have any different reading of the Quran.
I want to show you this one here. This one is Hisham ibn Ammar. And we did this on the ladder yesterday. But when you look at it, you will see it has the red letters. So they even show you where the differences are. 1, 2, 3, 4, right here on this page.
Yeah.
These are, they don't even try to hide this. They put in the margins where the variants are. They show you where the variants are.
Yeah. So in some of the Qurans, we've got color code, which tells us this color code, this word is different in Hafs Quran.
Okay.
So some of the Qurans makes our lives very easier. Yet some of them hasn't done that. For example, in here I've got one of the Warsh Al-Azad Quran, Al-Azad Waist Quran. This doesn't tell me color code. I have to compare the graphs and drawings to figure out if there is difference or not.
You had to go through. Now,
yeah.
You have found, and you have spent 2 years working on this, and I want to commend you for all the work you have done. And you have found 45,377 differences.
39. 45,339.
39. I was 2 less. Okay, so 45,000. Now, we wanted to show the world this. Now, last year, we didn't really show the world the differences. We didn't have time to, and yet still there was an enormous eruption. So yesterday, July the 3rd, 2017. July the 2nd, sorry, 2 days ago. So I'm off 2 days. 2 days ago, July the 2nd, we went on the ladder again, this time to show the world what the differences were.
Yeah.
And we did that, didn't we?
Yes, we tried to do that.
Now, you had about 70 slides that we just took at random. There are 45,000. There's too many to show. So we just chose 70, and you wanted to try to get it from as many different ones of the 26 as possible to show you it's not just Warsh and Hafs that have a problem. It's Hafs with all the other 26.
Yeah.
And we got up on the ladder, and we only showed about, what, 15 or 20? I'm not even sure we got through 20 of them.
We showed only a couple of them.
Just a couple of them.
We haven't continued. First of all, we don't have that much time. Plus, I think it's very important that Muslims are open about those variations and they produce something for us. I don't think as a Christian I should be producing a book or a paper which tells us, oh, my dear Muslim friend, here's the variations in your Quran. Muslims should be open about it and they should have been produced something for us.
And you are the first one that I know of that has actually taken the time to find these variations, put them side by side, put them on slides so that everybody can look at them. Now, those 70 of them we wanted to show yesterday, we could only show a few. What we're going to do, and for those who are watching, we're going to show all of the 70 at the end of this video. We will be showing all of them so you can see them one after another put up on your screen so you can go and look and study them for yourself. Go in, if you don't speak Arabic, go to those who do speak Arabic and see if they do change the meaning. In every case, we found they changed the meaning. Sometimes very substantial, sometimes very tertiary, not as much. The fact that even in one case they would change the meaning is a problem, is it not?
Yeah, because claim is it is exactly the same, but that's not the case. So I think it should be pretty damaging for Islam, even it's only one consonantal letter is changing.
Well, obviously, if this is going to be...
But we've got thousands of them.
They claim it's eternal. They claim it has never been created. They claim it was sent down to Muhammad in between 610 and 632. Yeah. They claim that it was finalized by Uthman in 652. And they claim not one letter has changed. Yeah. And certainly, if there are changes, as they're now admitting, it's only 7 different changes. We destroyed that yesterday by showing these were all destroyed by Uthman in 652. These all come after Uthman. In fact, they come in primarily in the 9th and sometimes in the 10th century.
We look at the Islamic tradition and then we see in 839, for example, they are talking about someone compiled 25 different variations in 839. And as you go to the 900s, you see people are talking about 50 different variations. So I guess one of the questions will be, when those Muslims say it's 10 reading or 7 reading, when this has been canonized, we will hopefully find them out very soon. And for sure, those are not Qurans which Allah revealed to Muhammad, because we will never know what Allah revealed to Muhammad.
Right. Now, while I'm going to continue, I want you to find that graph. I think we can just show them real quickly that graph. You will see them react. There's reaction while we're doing this yesterday. There were reaction from those who were all there in the crowd. Mansour Ahmad wanted us to get off the ladder. He wanted to debate to us face to face. That reaction was quite vociferous yesterday. And we even saw one man try to knock the camera man and the camera back. He did it not once but twice that I could see. We had to calm him down. What was interesting is almost every Muslim that stopped to listen walked away.
Here's the thing, as a Christian, we step into the Islamic world to respond those claims Muslim makes about their holy book, because we do concern for their souls.
Right.
Their imams, their scholars haven't published those books, and they didn't make those informations available to every Muslim.
That's right.
So, as a Christian, we step in and then we say, here's the information. Muslims, can you please unpack those informations for the sake of God.
Please be transparent, like we have with the Bible. You need to be equally transparent.
Yeah. I can go and buy the critical edition of the Bible, but it is sad, 2017, you cannot buy the critical edition of the Quran.
So we're helping with that. In a sense, we are creating a critical edition of the Quran, and we're showing that there is now, well, if you add this one, 27 different Qurans.
Hopefully Muslims will produce something for us very soon, and it will be accessible to every Muslims and every Christians to look at it and challenge it.
Now, yesterday it really boiled over when we were starting to leave. And as we were leaving, some of the younger Muslims really wanted our Qurans. They did not want us to leave with those Qurans. It was almost as if they owned the Qurans. They could not understand how you could own the Qurans.
So we get a couple of compliments after being called lots of names that we wrote those Qurans. I did take that as a compliment because Muslim thought my Arabic was good enough. and I was rich enough to publish those Qurans.
26 different variations,
Yeah.
all done by Hatun Tash.
Yeah. Or we've been told they are fake, yet all of them has the name of the company who published them. They are all come from the Muslim countries. So you can go and have access to them. It's not I produced any book, or it's not I faking any book. They are all exist out there.
We had to actually flee the corner. They continued to follow. You didn't see it, but they continued
No, we
to
were
follow us for
dealing
400
at that
yards. Even across the other street, they were still trying to grab the Qurans out of our bags. We had to physically protect them.
Because it is sensitive topic. It is the thing they put their eternity on. It is their depend on. And suddenly, as a Christian, you turn up and then you tell them there is something wrong.
You have been lied to all these years.
You've been lying to. Here's the evidence. That is emotional, and that is heartbreaking, and it is sad. So you can see it is sensitive topic for Muslims.
Listen, Hatun, I want to thank you for all the work you've done. You now watch the video, go and see what we showed yesterday, on Sunday, and then you look at the other slides that we're going to show at the end of this video, and then you come to conclusions, and especially you Muslims. Don't sit there and vilify her. Don't get upset with Hatun Tash. She didn't do any of these changes. These changes have been around since the 9th century. We're going to show you all 70 of the slides. We could have 45,000 in the future. Right now, there are 70, and I want every one of you Muslims to look at it, compare the Arabic with Arabic, look and see how they change the meaning, and look at the theological differences that we have put in there. This is not willy-nilly. This is not something done by accident. This is proof that the Quran is made by man, changed by man, accreted and deleted by man. Now, that's not such a hard thing to listen to or hear to, but you need to accept it. This is not a book that comes from heaven. It does not come from Muhammad. It doesn't even come from Uthman. What we're showing now, really, is that this comes from a man-made book like all other books. And that's why we are doing this work. God bless you.
Here's the Quran. This is the book we're going to look at today. We're going to ask some damaging questions about this book. This is the holy book of Islam. We know that Muslims honor this book. We are not here as hate preachers, but we are going to ask damaging questions. And some of you Muslims are going to get angry at what we're going to say today. We understand your anger. We did this a year ago, and some of you Muslims want to throw us off the ladder. Because the claims you make about this book, we're going to not only look at those claims, but we're going to confront those claims. Now, Hatun, some of the claims they make about the Quran are what?
It's been for a long time we hear from Muslims that they will tell us Quran is the eternal word of Allah.
The eternal word of Allah. Am I correct? Do you Muslims believe that this is eternal? Any Muslims here? Yes. What happened to all the Muslims?
They do believe.
Okay, come forward, sir. Is this an eternal book? Yes, okay.
Yes.
He said that. What's the second claim they make?
They will claim that it was sent down, man called Muhammad who lived in from 570 to 632.
Okay. The second claim is that this book was sent down to a man named Muhammad between 610 and 632. Is that your claim? Yes or no? Yes, it is. Yes or no? I don't want to hear a sermon. Tell me yes or no. Is that your claim?
Come forward, come in.
Come forward, come forward.
No, I'm okay. Go forward, man.
Listen, don't be shy. Oh, he wants to walk away.
Go forward,
folks. We need to see if the Muslims make this claim. Are there any other Muslims here? What's happened to all the Muslims?
That's fine.
Can we get one Muslim to support their Quran? We have a huge crowd here, but not one of you are Muslims.
That's fine. That's fine.
Are you a Muslim? Okay.
Thanks,
we're going to have to go assuming that the Muslims are correct.
So it was sent down, man called Muhammad, from 610 to 632. And then Muslims will tell us it is complete, second edition under the Caliph Uthman.
Oh, wait. Second edition. Where's the first edition? Are
Okay.
you telling me there's two editions of the Quran?
Islamic tradition tells me Muhammad failed to leave book behind himself.
So the first problem is this. There was no Quran left when Muhammad died.
Yes, he failed to leave book called Quran behind himself.
What is the whole purpose of Muhammad if it is not to receive a revelation and to leave that revelation behind? If you're telling me he had no revelation there when he died, then does that not basically question what is his purpose?
Exactly.
Welcome to the world of Islam.
So what do prophets do? They prophesy.
They would pass
receive
the revelation.
revelations. They write down those revelations. Have all the prophets written revelations?
Not all of them,
Did
but most of
David
them.
write a revelation? Did Moses write a revelation? Yes. Did Jesus write a revelation? No, he didn't.
Jesus is the revelation himself.
He is the revelation.
So as Muhammad failed to leave book behind himself, first Caliph Abu Bakr compiled
Hey,
Quran.
wait, stop again. Why did he fail to leave a revelation behind? Why did he not write it down himself?
Besides him to be hopeless.
He could not read or write. Okay, stop right there.
That cannot be excused. That cannot be excused.
I want to break that out. Now, let's look at God in his wisdom. Why would God choose to send the greatest revelation, the final revelation, this book, to a man who could not read or write? Does that make sense to you?
No.
Okay, you've got another problem.
Okay.
Are you starting to add up these problems?
It is not only he couldn't read and write, he didn't even bother to tell people to compile it. He could tell people to write it down, but he didn't do that.
Did he not have a secretary
He
named
did.
Zayd ibn Thabit?
He did.
And what did Zayd ibn Thabit do? What was his job?
His job was to be scribe, write the things
To
down.
scribe what Muhammad said. So why did Zayd ibn Thabit not write it down while Muhammad was still living? If that was his job. Are you seeing? We're coming up with a number of problems here. Yeah. Okay, that's the third problem we've come up with.
So, no Quran after Muhammad. Abu
No,
Bakr,
during Muhammad.
joining to Muhammad, Abu Bakr urged to compile the Quran, which he compiled the Quran. That takes place around 630 to 634. And then that Quran stays with someone called Hafsa, wife of Muhammad.
One of the wives of Muhammad took that Quran. That's the first recension, the first edition. She puts it under her bed. It stays there for 20 years.
And first edition is compiled because they were scared they are going to lose the Quran. Second edition steps in around 650s under the Caliph Uthman.
So the third caliph comes around in the 650s, in 652, to be precise. And what happens next?
So Uthman ordered to compile one perfect copy. It is because now people start disagreeing with one another regarding what is the Quran, how Quran needs to be read, how Quran needs to be recited. So around 650s, we've got one perfect Quran compiled under a guy called Uthman.
You're going way too fast. She's going way too fast, isn't she? Yes. I have some questions. Why in the world did they need to write a second Quran if they already had the first?
That's a good question.
She paid it.
Wait a minute. If this first one, written by Abu Bakr in 632 and 634, already existed, why did Uthman, 20 years later, need to write a second one down?
Because that was not good enough. That was not good enough. They compiled the perfect
Are you saying
copy.
it is different then? What do you mean it is not good enough?
It wasn't
I
good
thought it was perfect. I thought the Quran was eternal. Didn't the Muslims already tell us it was eternal? So how can you say it's not good enough? Because that one came from Muhammad, did it not?
So when the Quran compiled, we hear from the Islamic tradition, a sheep comes and then eats the eternal word of Allah.
Now we talked about that last week, and we went through that, didn't we?
We read from the Islamic tradition, some verses are cancelled, some chapters people couldn't remember. In the time of Uthman, now people are disagreeing how you read the Quran. So people in Azerbaijan, in the war, they are calling each other kafir because of the way,
Are you following
because of
what
the
she's
Quran.
saying? Can you all hear her? Don't worry. This will all be up on YouTube tomorrow. You can see it for yourself. You will see exactly what she's saying. So here you have, 20 years later, the Caliph Uthman is in power. There are different Qurans, is what you're telling me. There are different, what do you call them? Different readings? Proof?
Different word of God.
Different words of God.
Because people are accusing one another as kafir. You are non-believers.
I want a Muslim to help me here. Why did Uthman have to write a second Quran? Help me here. Come forward. Come. What's your name, sir?
What's your name?
Saeed. Okay, Saeed.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I'll stay here. First of all, your information that you're providing to these people is all wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we wrong?
I'll tell you why you are wrong.
Oh, this.
Uthman didn't bring a new Quran in. Uthman gathered the Quran in one book because at that time they didn't have the printers and digital printing which we have now, and that's why Uthman, and he put the final thing in one single book. Not even a single word has changed from Quran.
Okay. Did you hear him say it?
Let me respond.
Not even a single word has changed. Are you going to stand by that, sir?
Let me respond. Let me back up my claims.
Okay.
Book called Sahih Bukhari.
Do you know this?
It is translated by Muslims, written by Muslims.
Okay.
Who is Sahih Bukhari, sir?
Sahih Bukhari, he's a follower of Prophet Muhammad who is...
Did he live at the time of Muhammad?
He didn't. No, he didn't.
Okay.
Follower of the religion, a very good religious person who is committed to his...
What did he do? What was his...
Very good religious person. Very good... Let me finish. Very good religious person, Bukhari.
And you
Sahih Bukhari,
right?
volume 6. Turn on the page, and then it tells me what I just summarized for you.
Say it.
First, it tells us it is compiled under the Abu Bakr. And then you come to the next hadith. It tells us that Quran, people were disagreeing regarding that Quran. They compiled and made one perfect Quran. You are such
I'll read it. Give it to me.
Let me read it. I'm going to read it.
Guys, she is telling lies.
Are we telling lies, folks? Should we read it for you?
He's got a raised voice.
Narrate it.
She is telling lies. Give it to me. I'll read it and I'll explain it to other people.
I'll read it. Let's read it together.
Who are you, sir? Are you a scholar?
No, I'm not.
Let's read it
And who are
together.
you?
I have a doctorate in this area.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Dr. J.
Well done.
Smith.
Good for
Let's
you.
read it together.
I am a scholar.
Let's
done.
read it
Good for
together,
you.
sir. I apologize for my English.
When there's lies, can I just interrupt? When there are lies, told in front of
Where have I lied so far?
Let's see if Sahih Bukhari is lying. Let me read it. I am going to read it for you, okay? Let's read it together. It is Sahih Bukhari, volume 6, hadith number 4986 to 4987. Page number is 425.
Okay.
It is written by a Muslim for us, and it is translated by a Muslim. Narrated Anas bin Malik. Hudayfa bin al-Yaman come to Uthman at the time when people of Sham and people of Iraq were waging war to conquer Armenia and Azerbaijan. Hudayfa was afraid of their people of Sham and Iraq difference in the recitation of the Quran.
Did you hear her say that?
He
It's
said to
different
Uthman,
in the recitation of the Quran.
I'm
That's what
coming.
it says.
In the recitation.
of the
There's no changes.
Yes, I'm coming.
Go for it.
So he said to Uthman, O chief of believers, save this nation before they differ about the book. The Quran.
They differ about the book.
Okay.
But you said this is just
Carry
recitation.
on. No verses of Quran has
Okay,
changed
so it's
at
still
all.
the same text. It's still the same
They
text.
differ. They will
Say.
differ on just a second.
They were
they
different
differ-
according to Tabari. They were calling one another. They were calling
If
one
they
another
differ,
kafir.
let me just tell you something. If they differ, they will differ in translations of it.
This is not translation.
This is Arabic.
No one's
We are
talking
talking-
about translation.
we are talking about
These are
Arabic.
Arabic
Their
Quran.
perception of it is different.
Sorry.
From what- there are some.
Is there a different translation between Abu Bakr and Uthman?
No.
Are they
no.
speaking the same
People,
language?
we are
Are they
talking-
both
we are
speaking Arabic?
talking- no,
Do they
we are
both
not-
speak the Qurayshi dialect?
Once you finish,
Do they both speak the Qurayshi dialect?
Exactly.
Okay, what is the Qurayshi dialect?
Okay, I'll tell you. Arabic. That's what they do.
What is the Qurayshi dialect?
What do you mean by that?
You don't know what the Qurayshi dialect
No,
is?
I don't know
You
what's
said
that.
you knew this.
I know that Quran never changed. That's what I know.
That's okay.
Whatever she's saying, but what
So
she's
why
saying,
would you need to write it again if it's a
he
different
didn't write
recitation?
He didn't write it again.
So what
He
is
just
the
put
recitation,
it,
sir?
He just put
What
it
is the
in
recitation?
He just put it in one single book that will be gathered for the whole Islamic nation.
Okay, are
to
you hearing?
follow. And that's
One
why it's
single
happening
book that will be governed for the whole of time.
And if you read in Quran,
Let's finish it. Let's finish it. Send us the manuscripts of the Quran, as that we may compile the Quranic materials in perfect copies.
But it's
And-
already perfect.
And
they were not
return to the manuscripts to you.
Did you hear him say that?
So
They
this-
were not perfect to begin with. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's exactly what Al-Bukhari is saying as well.
So you are agreeing with Abu Bukhari. You've been speaking, sir.
the gathering of Quran at that time, they were not perfect. He put
Thank
it
you.
in.
He said it
Yeah.
a second time.
However, just
So
a
it
second,
needed
let me
to
just
be
finish.
made perfect.
No. The contents of these books, they were 100% accurate, but it wasn't.
Wait, he just
gathered.
contradicted himself.
No.
100%
It wasn't.
accurate, but they weren't
According to
perfect.
Sahih
How could
Bukhari.
they not be perfect, but they're 100% accurate?
According to Sahih Bukhari.
But what I'm saying,
So that we may compile the Quranic materials in perfect copies and return to the manuscripts to Hafsa. Hafsa send it to the Uthman, and then that takes place. As that takes place, Uthman orders all manuscripts to be burned.
Okay, sir, did you hear that? What did she just read?
read it again, please.
I'll read it again.
After he compiled the final manuscript, okay, then what did Uthman do next?
Go for it.
In case you disagree with Zayn bin Thabit on any point of the Quran, write it in the dialect of Quraysh.
The Qurayshi dialect.
And it goes on. Uthman